So as always, the start of a new month means it's time to review our stocks and cryptocurrency portfolio. In this video, as you can see from the title, we'll be going over our stock portfolio. And just before we get into this video, guys, if you want to check out my previous video where I talked about how much I earned in my first month on YouTube, there's also a giveaway going on in that video, and that's lasting for I think 2 more weeks from the time I'm recording this video, so go ahead and check that out. But anyway, let's go ahead, jump over onto the phone, and we'll get the trading apps up and we'll see what our investments are looking like right now. And just before we do that, if you could take 1 second to go ahead and drop a like on this video, it really does only take a second and really helps the channel out a lot. But anyway, guys, here we are over on Trading 212, the first of the 2 apps in which I hold my stocks right now. So we can see that the balance straight off the bat is $22,696.95. It all counts. And you can see that the return right now is 3.3k or 17%, which I'm very, very happy about. We've had quite a recovery over the past number of weeks here. So let's just even go as far as the last month, and you can see how crazy this has been. So there has been a drop off here, but that's just me taking some money out. I always try to preach that don't invest money that you're not willing to leave for the next 3 to 5 years. But I did go ahead and buy a car that I wasn't planning to get right now. I was hoping to wait a couple more months, but I found a good deal, and I'm sure you guys seen that. I covered it off a couple of weeks ago. And then I also had a couple of other unforeseen expenses as well, where I thought I could leave this money in, but I ended up having to take a little bit out. But as I say, always try where you can to plan to leave your money in there for the next 3 to 5 years, and keep your emergency fund on the side where you can just take money out of that. But again, not going to beat myself up about it too much. I am still young enough that I can go ahead and dip into these investments a little bit whenever I need, and still have plenty of time to be able to build them back up. So not worrying about it too much, but as I said, wherever I can, I'm trying to leave my money in the investments. But yeah, as you can see, let's just see even the 11th of June, so what was that, 2 weeks ago or something? Even in that space of 2 weeks, we're up 2 grand or another 12%, which is pretty amazing. And just out of interest, we'll go back a little bit further and I'll show you guys what the highest returns were on this account. So you can see that the highest that we ever reached was 8.6k total in returns, which is pretty amazing, and that was about 32% there. So we're about half of our best ever performance on this right now in terms of percentage. So as we always do, let's go ahead and take a look at our pies right here, and we can see at a brief overview that we're up in all of the pies, which is a great thing to see. Up 11%, up 10%, and up 15%. So we'll start off with the growth fund first, because this is where I have the fewest stocks but the most money. And in here you can see I have Tesla at a whopping 70%. Again, I think I said this in my last video where I said if I just put all my money in Tesla, I'd actually be up more than I would be having this a little bit more diversified. But it's just I feel a little bit better about it that I have some more stocks in it, and it also makes it more entertaining for you guys watching the video as well, that I don't just have Tesla, or it'd be a very short stock review. But anyway, yeah, Tesla doing very, very well, making up for most of the gains there, as it's the biggest weighting in the portfolio. And then we have a couple of other stocks in here as well. So yeah, I have a good chunk of my money in this one. That's kind of the main one. But what I'm doing now is investing into this additional growth fund. So we'll take a look at that. So in the additional growth fund here, we have 19 stocks in this one. So a little bit more, quite a bit more actually. So you can see I still have Tesla in there, but it's just at a much less percent. Because I think the price is trading at now, while it is still a good price if we're looking at 3 to 5 years time, I think that a lot of the buying that I've done previously on Tesla was where I made most of my money. So I don't want to be buying in 70% weighted now. I want to just keep adding Tesla, but not as much as a percentage. That's just my strategy for the minute. You can see then DraftKings, Qualcomm, Taiwan Semiconductor. Not sure if I covered that off in my previous stock portfolio review, but it's one that I think was a great addition, and it's already paying off, up 6%. A couple of other ones there. Tattooed Chef, I covered that off recently in my video. I'll leave it linked up here, where I talked about the best stocks under $100. Some really, really good stocks in there. And then we've got Neo, a couple of other ones in there. Pretty much everything looking quite healthy there. And then in the genetics pie, we'll have a quick look at that. Again, only have 500 euro in this one, but I'm still adding to this on a consistent basis, as I think the genetics and healthcare industry will provide very good returns over the next couple of years. But yeah, a couple in there. I'll just kind of scroll through them. You can pause this video at any time and take a better look at them. But yeah, a couple in there. How many exactly do I have? 17 slices in that pie right now. So if we scroll down to the bottom here, we'll take a look at the overall portfolio. You can see Tesla at about 63% there. Neo and Palantir coming behind on 7 and 5% respectively. And then Disney coming up behind that one. But I have 40 stocks right now, and a pretty interesting fact is that only 4 of these positions are in the negative right now. So let's go ahead and take a look at them and just kind of see what's going on with them. So we've got, first one in the negative is Corsair Gaming. So I recently just added this to my portfolio. Again, I only have 50 euro in it, so quite a small amount. But I think it's just when I bought it, can't look into that too much. Then we have DraftKings. This one, I'm actually up in my position within the pie, but I also have some shares outside of the pie as well. And you can see that's down about 5%. So not ideal, but I think DraftKings will do very well in the future. Next up, we've got Iovance Biotherapeutics, just a healthcare stock. I don't really mind if these ones are going up or down. As I said, these are more long-term plays. And then the final one that is in the red is Shift Technologies. Again, only 3%. So I'm pretty happy with the overall performance of the portfolio, seeing as 36 out of 40 stocks are in the green. So that is the Trading 212 portfolio pretty much summed up there. As I said, in the pies, I'll be mainly investing in that additional growth pie. Now let's go ahead and take a look over at Buck Zero. So Buck Zero, if you haven't seen, I've done a review on this. I'll leave it linked up the top there. It's just launched in Ireland, a brand new investing platform. And I use this platform for investing in ETFs like the S&P 500. They're still doing a free share promotion. So if you follow my link down in the description below, you'll be able to sign up and you'll get a free share. And then you can also invite up to 10 friends and get 2 free shares per person. So you could end up with a total of 21 free shares. Each of these can be valued all the way up to €200, which is pretty insane. Now the chances of getting a €200 stock are quite low. It's kind of like a lottery, but still the chance is there. So if you're interested in that, first link down in the description below. Anyway, yeah, so as I said, I'm just investing in the S&P 500 and I may look into some other ETFs on this app as well, but for now it's just the S&P 500. Just a bit more of a conservative approach and a bit of a hedge against kind of what I'm doing over on Trading 212. Generally, the S&P 500 does outperform a lot of investors, so as I said, it's just kind of like a little bit of a hedge, a little bit of backup for me. So yeah, as I said, only recently opened this account, so I only have 2 shares in it right now, but I'm hoping to buy maybe 1 share every single month and just kind of be adding that position up. Another thing to note is that I'm actually currently looking at Adobe Stock to see if I can get a good entry position on these. I think they're a really good business model and it's a stock that I'm quite interested in, but I think it's had a bit of a run up recently. As you can see there, over the past month it's ran up quite a bit, so trying to decide what kind of stock price I'd like to get in on this one, but I may end up adding this to the additional growth fund pie. And then just a quick note on AMC. I've actually sold out of my position on AMC, got a little bit impatient with it, still made I think just under 100% on that position, which is pretty amazing. But yeah, getting a bit impatient with it and I wasn't fully confident that the big short squeeze would come, but all you apes out there still holding AMC, go ahead and continue to do that, keep them diamond hands. But for me, I just decided to sell it and that's actually some of the money that I put into the S&P 500 shares right there. But anyway guys, that's going to cover it for this video. Hopefully you did enjoy. If you haven't already, as I said, if you could take a second to drop a like on this video, it really does mean a lot to the channel and really does help it out. And of course, if you're new around here, make sure you do subscribe to the channel as well. Would really appreciate that. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys in another one.